Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast.
I have a question for you, fellow certified hypnotists and Stop the Self-Sabotage podcast listeners. Why do we like new beginnings? Here in the Midwest, we're getting ready to go into spring, and there are a lot of people who got cabin fever. And so what is it that has us going, yes, we're ready for a change? Well, it's the brain and how it's programmed to seek out variety, to seek out something novel, to seek out something fresh. That anywhere from 45 to 90 days of experiencing the same thing, and I don't know where y'all are at, but I'm here in the Midwest, and it's been more than 45 to 90 days of cold. So I'm ready for the warm winter. I'm ready for the growth, because that's what the brain is looking for, is potential in a new beginning. But then we have to stick through that new beginning until we actually get the results that we want. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Welcome to the National Guild of Hypnotists St. Louis chapter virtual meeting, where we're going to have a speaker that is going to inspire us on brand new ways to reach our audience. And we're also going to have a group share where we're talking about the best techniques, tips, and tools that we can use to help break people out of the winter of their discontent. Isn't that from a book? And then move into the growth of their new season, but then stay with that until they actually get the results, that they don't give up too soon. Okay, so let's do a roll call. Angie, introduce yourself.
I am Angie Monco. I'm a certified hypnotist, and I own Harmony Harbor Coaching. And I work with women who notice that they people please, and they want to do something about that and make different choices that allow them to live and love fully.
And if a woman out there is listening to that and she wants to be able to do that, live and love fully, how does she get a hold of you?
I have a website, which is harmonyharbor.com, and she can go out there and go to the contact me page and get a hold of me that way. Excellent.
Rachel, we'll get to you in just a moment, because you are like our shining star. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Drew, want to share your info?
Yeah, I'm Drew Ferguson, certified hypnotist, certified hypnosis instructor through the NGH, speaker at conferences and presenters, and I hold Dawn Landrum Ferguson's coat.
All right, so if somebody wanted to contact you about how to hold their woman's coat in a way that it empowers them, how would they reach you?
You can contact me at drew@drewdawnferguson.com.
Okay, I'm Dawn, in case you haven't figured it out yet. Ferguson.
Well, your name is right there. You know.
Well, yeah, but the people who are listening to us don't get
right on the screen here.
They don't get the video. So Dawn Ferguson, helping you to reach greater heights of success with less effort. Success shouldn't be hard. You've just been conditioned and programmed to make it hard. Not your fault. Let's break through the blocks holding you back. 636 699-7791. With all of that being said, we have a very special speaker who's going to inspire us to find that growth. So Angie, I'm going to let you take it away.
Yes, thank you, Dawn. So I want to introduce to you Rachel Heffner. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. With her topic tonight is free live streaming for profit. Rachel is a certified hypnotist with the National Guild of Hypnotists. She took her certification course through Ferguson Hypnotherapy in 2014, and she now lives in Henderson, Nevada, with her cat, Nancy. I love the name. And her boyfriend, Troy, who also serves as her techie and moderator for the live streams. Together, they run the channel called Cheap Trick Conjurers, where along with live streaming free hypnosis sessions, they also live stream gaming, cooking, and coloring. Rachel is a former television news producer, and she has a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in graphic design from Stevens College in Columbia, Missouri. She decided to get her hypnosis certification after taking numerous classes with Dawn and Drew because she initially wanted to be able to perform past life regressions for others. But now she also loves helping people with personal challenges that don't necessarily involve spiritual sessions. She has gone completely virtual with her business as of January 1 of 2020, and she's open to helping anyone around the world. So I really enjoyed reading that about you, Rachel. I'm looking forward to your talk. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate you reading that for me. My name is Rachel Heffner, for all of you guys listening. Basically, here, let me start with this question. Have you ever wanted to give up on your business? Maybe you were having a hard time getting the word out to more people. Maybe you just seem to hit a plateau when it comes to getting new clients in the door or on the screen. Basically, I've been there and I did give up, completely gave up. I moved out to Las Vegas for a job, completely didn't do anything with hypnosis because I was trying to straighten myself out. I'd never lived in a completely different place before. Here I was in this whole new state, this exciting realm, and this whole new job at this TV station. I was like, all right. And hypnosis took a back seat, but it also took a back seat because I allowed it. And because I had been struggling with finding my comfort zone since I had gotten certified in 2014. I had an office back in Columbia, Missouri. I had a lot of people, come see me. And a lot of times it was, I had a full-time job. So I had to see people late at night. And when I had, men coming in, we were the only two people in the entire building. It was dark. It wasn't the greatest area. We had a homeless problem, I had to stop a homeless person from coming in one time. And it made me uncomfortable. And also being in a session in person, it was like, people would come in and, take their shoes off. And sometimes it was just like, I kind of wish they wouldn't have done that. I couldn't wear perfume, can't burn incense. There are all these things because you don't want to make subconscious imprints on people. And while as much as I love having an office and having my chair and my certificates and everything, I've realized ever since I met my boyfriend last year, he's big into the streaming world, and he's been a gamer for like 2 years streaming online. And he's like, well, why don't you do something with streaming? That's something new and different. And I'm like, well, yeah. And then I'm thinking, what can I stream? Bing, like, what about free hypnosis sessions? Because so many people, you have to wait for them to come to you and request a free hypnosis session or seek out hypnosis and then stumble into you somehow. With this, it's appealing. Streaming is appealing to, I stream on Twitch. There are many different platforms, but twitch.tv is where I stream. And there were no other channels doing this. And now it's, Troy has informed me there are a lot of gamers who struggle with a lot of things that hypnosis can help with. And so he's like, why don't you give it a shot? So I started streaming. And now there are people stumbling into my channel because you know how social media works. There are just links and friends will post something on Twitter. Oh, might check out my friend who's doing this online or whatever. People are finding me and they're like, wow, this is something interesting. And the response that I have gotten in the few times that I've streamed so far have just been incredible. It's people saying, this is something that I could really use. And I'm excited. You're doing a session? Oh my gosh, have we started? Okay. Are you doing that hypnosis thing yet? Like, I know that Dawn and Drew talk about that a lot in like the certification course, because I re-listen to that every year. And I'm just, furthering my education. And it's what I love about streaming, I actually have a full page of notes here on all the benefits, so I can't get to all of them, but basically it's nice that it caters to a younger generation. There are a lot of gamers. Twitch is mostly like a gaming platform. There's some cooking and some art, but it caters to this younger generation. And Twitch is, for me, I'm even a millennial, and I find it kind of complicated, some of the things, but that's why I have Troy, my techie, to kind of help me figure out, oh, this button does this, and oh, you can actually do this. And there's a live chat, and that's the difference. I feel like a lot of people have free videos on YouTube or free videos on their website. That requires you to go to their website. That requires you to go to their Facebook page, whatever it is. With Twitch, you just never know who's going to click in, because there's a page that shows all these channels that are live right now. And you can be like, oh, and somebody might see hypnosis and be like, whoa, that's cool. Click on it. Maybe I'll get a new client. You never know. And it's exposing new people, but a younger generation that I don't know if they're necessarily catered to. It's more their parents that are catered to. And on Twitch, the thing is, so many people have so much money to give. And this is coming back around to the title of the presentation, talking about, making profit off these free streams. There are so many ways to make money. People will subscribe to your channel on a monthly basis. So that's a little subscription fee you get every month that they resubscribe. People can, it's called a raid. They can dump a bunch of gift you subscribers. So people just find your channel because somebody else threw them into your channel. There are ways that you can have little graphics on the screen, like a little glass, and somebody can donate a certain amount, and it'll go across the screen and drop a little icon in the glass, and it bounces around, and it makes it all visual. But also that can lead to almost bidding wars, for lack of a better term. A lot of people want to, donate or tip, or they call it tipping, right? It's tipping, and people can tip you, and sometimes they want to outdo each other to keep their name at the top of the screen. There are different ways you can set it up, but people can just throw money at you. And I've clicked into these streams where people are just playing a video game, and somebody's watching them play a video game. They're like, oh, I'm going to throw them $200-$300 at a time in seconds, and they just throw money at them. And I'm like, I need to be doing this, because I'm doing these free hypnosis sessions, but hello, I'm going to make money while I'm giving away my IFO, my irresistible free offer. Okay, oh my gosh, back to my thing. I get so excited about this. Basically, another benefit, when I see a client virtually, maybe somebody that I get off Twitch, but anytime I see a virtual client, another benefit that I've got is they have to write their own plan of action. Usually in a physical setting, I write it out, I give it to them. But you guys all know, as certified hypnotists, if you write something down, that even connects you further to whatever it is that you're writing down. It helps kind of record it better, and it just gets, your subconscious mind soaks it up. So in a virtual session, it's like, I'm going to tell them, here's your plan of action. I want you to write this out. It's like having that little bit of screen in between us is more comfortable for me, but also it helps me get them more involved in their plan of action. That's another side note. Also, streaming. I've not done a lot of presenting yet. That's something I wanted to get into, and now that I live in Las Vegas, the capital of conventions, I feel like I have a lot of connections. But presenting, I'm getting so much better at doing that, because you're live, you're in front of a live audience, you're broadcasting live. People are going to ask you questions, put you on the spot, and they do. And it really makes me think a lot faster. And not only is that helping my presentation skills, but when I see clients, because as certified hypnotists, we all know, you get in that session and somebody, you talk to them for a 30-minute phone call, but it's something completely different when they get in. And it just helps be on the spot, pull my words out when I need to. And they say something completely out of left field. And I'm like, oh, let me work on addressing that. But my presentation and thinking on my feet is getting so much better because I'm having to present to a live audience. Let's see. And it's also exposing potential new clients to hypnosis who don't have to reach out to me to get exposure. Like I was saying earlier, you never know who's going to click into your channel. And it's also, what I'm doing to do these free sessions is I'm not using scripts that I was given or from the HDR or anything like that, because I don't know exactly, copyright laws. I haven't made any money yet, because you have to reach 50 followers to get to get subscribers, and we're at like 18 right now. So once I start making money, I really don't know which scripts I can use for that, since it's not in private session. So I've been writing my own scripts, and it makes me so much better. It's making me better at, thinking about the subconscious mind, and, oh, that word or phrase might not, it's really honing in and letting me practice writing. And that's making me so much better, but also growing my script book, because that's really nice. If any of you were to ever tune in, by the way, I'll give you my contact info here in a sec, but if any of you were to ever tune in, you can listen to those scripts, and if you want them, I'm happy to send them to you, because some of them I'm kind of proud of. I'm like, man, that was pretty good. Like, I like that script. I can't wait to end this stream so that I can do that session myself and put my headphones on and listen to it. So basically, I think I've hit pretty much all of my points. But another thing, malpractice insurance. You have to worry when you have a physical location of somebody tripping in the parking lot, or all these silly things that it's just like I was so uncomfortable worrying about so many things in physical in having an office, and now going virtual. I don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff, but also just the streaming. It's pulling in this worldwide audience, and I can work with anybody anywhere. And a benefit of it is people who tune in, they get the info, the little tidbits and things that I throw in about hypnosis that, I cut out of, I have a YouTube channel. I put all the hypnosis sessions on YouTube, but I cut out all the chat. So somebody has to tune in for that. That's the benefit of tuning in live, but also on the YouTube page, if they want to go and, the videos just play back to back. So there's just hypnosis session after hypnosis session. And I feel like that's a really big positive. My contact info, if you wanted to ask me any questions, because ask me anything. I mean, we're all hypnotists. I feel like we all feel this way, but ask me anything, because we have a fascinating viewpoint on things. You can visit my website, which has links to my Twitch channel and YouTube. And that's heffnerhypnosis.com. And that's HEFFNER, and then the word hypnosis.com. And you can also email me at heffnerhypnosis@gmail.com. Like I said, I love talking to anybody, but also I'm getting streamers asking all these questions. The other day I streamed for an hour and 17 minutes because, the hypnosis session was only 15 minutes, but so many people were asking questions. And the thing is, they were asking all these questions that it's like, I was so, sometimes you guys would understand this. You have a session and it just leaves you with a hypnobuzz all day. You're like, man, I nailed it. I did such a good job. And that was one of those times people were asking me all these questions and I was so in tune and I was like, yes. And I had a perfect answer for all this stuff. And they asked me about silly things that, that gave me practice answering. They asked me about, swinging something in front of your eyes, like, oh, is that? And I got to explain to them where that came from. And it's just, they're asking such good questions that helped me, practice answering. But it also, every single person that was in the chat the other night ended up following my channel, our channel. And so it's just, and now I'm telling them, another way to kind of tease forward, I was like, hey, by the way, I am at some point going to do a generic past life regression. Obviously it's not back and forth. We can't, do questions, but I'll do 20-25 minute past life regression session because I have a lot of reasons for that, but it gets people used to the process. And also when they come in, they don't have expectations. Oh, this is going to be something, if they've been through it before, it's a lot easier when they get in my chair or my screen. And so I feel like this is, teasing, it's allowing me to tease ahead because that's my bread and butter. I love doing past life regressions and telling people, hey, by the way, if we get this many followers, I'll be doing the session. So it may be months in advance, but tell your friends, follow me. And the more, it's like pulling more people in, and the response has been incredible. And the thing is, Twitch is not the only streaming platform. So, there's YouTube. There are Troy looked up a list the other day. This long, I couldn't even name them all, but there is plenty of space for anybody to join in on this. And you can make income on your freebie. So, and also get new clients in the process. I think it's a wonderful thing. I'm really excited about it. I have my techie who's done it for years. So if you have any questions maybe about what Twitch can do, or live streaming in general, or anything like that, even direct those questions at me, because he can definitely, I've got him sitting here just in case you guys had any questions that I wouldn't be able to answer, because I'm still wrapping my mind around it, because it's so expansive and so much you can do. But that's where I'm going with this, and it's completely new and exciting. And Angie, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. I love your enthusiasm, Rachel.
Thanks. It's exciting.
It is. It is. So I was just wondering a couple things. When you're speaking, how do you pick your topics? You said this is a gaming channel and cooking and different things. So I was wondering.
That's a great question. That's something I'm looking to figure out exactly how I want it. There are some that I'm like, okay, so this is just a basic relaxation session, or this is a basic stress session. The early sessions have been just to kind of introduce people to the process. Hey, do the session, see how you feel when you open your eyes at the end, and how relaxed you feel. And that's what you're looking for. And dispelling certain things about, if I get a lot of people, you all probably get a lot of people saying, oh, I just can't relax enough, or my mind wanders and I can't. Oh, good. All of those things. Wonderful. Let me tell you why, and it's just, it's really helpful. So I think that kind of answers your question.
Yes.
But basically I'm figuring out kind of every time I've thought about, I need to cater these individual. Okay, so this one's stress, this one's relaxation. Maybe I can do a confidence one, generic. And the thing is, I'm doing a body scan and an induction and then bringing them back up. So I'm not going super deep into it. And I make sure in stress, these are, 15 minute sessions. If you see me in person, it's 40, 45 minutes or longer if we do a past life regression. So I make sure and let people know that. So I'm working on what I want to put for each session, and kind of working, because this is all still new to me. So been doing it since January 10th. So.
Oh, wow. And do you have a call to action? Do you have a call to action at the end of your session?
Well, a lot of people end up just following me, and a lot of people are like, hey, when are you gonna stream again? When are you gonna stream again? So I've kind of put in my head to fix my graphic, because there's a channel graphic if people click in your channel and it says stream currently offline, and I've put my schedule on there, and I'm going to start writing when I'm streaming next. As far as call to action, that's still a detail that I'm working out, but I always put in there, hey, here's the email. Hey, contact us on, all the links are below, because on the page it's all below the screen. And just kind of, I point them in that direction. I'm like, also feel free to send me a message, and I'll call out certain streamers, because somebody was very open the other night and talked about, all their, IBS kind of issues and all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, Firefox was their name. I was like, Firefox, please reach out to me. They love when you call them out. They love seeing their name pop up on the screen. That's why a lot of people donate or tip. That's why a lot of people subscribe or gift you subscribers, just because they get a kick out of seeing their name on the screen. That's one of the draws of Twitch. And they like being called out when somebody subscribes. I'm still learning all the etiquette properly, but you're supposed to, hey, thank you so much, Firefox, for the subscription or the follow or the donation, whatever it is. So I use that to kind of call them out and say, hey, by the way, you should send me a private message. And I think other people hear that and like, oh, okay, well, I want to say something and have her call me out. Maybe I can call them directly. So it's a unique call to action, but it's a unique platform.
It's definitely a call to action, though. You're giving them to become followers, subscribers, and you're calling them out in a good way, because most people don't want to be called out, right? But you're calling them out in a good way.
Especially when they share and they're so open with me, I kind of like to reciprocate that. I'm like, hey, I appreciate your openness. Thank you so much. You never know if a question you ask is going to help somebody else. And then somebody else in the stream started piping up, oh, I've got that same problem. And hey, Rachel, what are your, what can hypnosis do? And it was just the perfect stream. It's so exciting. I get a kick out of it. It's almost like a hypnobuzz, just from a good conversation without even, I do a hypnosis session, but it's not a personal session, and it's just, I'm in love with it, and I highly, highly recommend if people want to check into it.
Yeah.
Do it by all means. Oh, Dawn's over here. Yes, Dawn.
Yes. Okay. So, I have a couple of questions. So people are commenting down below your stream, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the ability to comment back and then pin that to the top of the comments?
Oh, I don't think you can pin a comment in a chat to the top. It's just constant. Okay. It's just a constant stream of chat,
Okay.
but you can create certain, like you can type in hypnosis ! And if you type in that, you can record commands. So anytime you type that in chat, it'll come up with all our information. Oh, well, if you have a question, email us here and all that stuff. So I've got him, on the keyboard to the side, responding to chat and everything and pointing out, hey, you've got a question here, but he can also put that in there. And so anytime somebody asks for any information, he just quickly types that in and it pops up on the screen.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
The second question was, you kind of answered this, as far as having a scheduled time, like, hey, every Wednesday at 1, I go live. So have you set up anything like that, or is it just they got to go to your channel to see when you're going to be there?
We actually have started Twitter and Instagram and as well. And so Twitter, anytime we're going live, I like to post, hey, we're going to be live in this many hours or at this time. For the most part, we haven't figured out exactly a streaming schedule. Right now, it's Fridays at 10 p.m. That's the only time we could work out right now. Pacific time, by the way, because I'm out west. But like I said, the streams do stay on if people want to watch, but also the schedule, I've been asked by a lot of streamers. So it's pushing me to, okay, Rach, you got to figure this out. How are you going to, because this is going to be your income. This is a big deal. You're getting back into hypnosis and you're hitting full steam ahead for the first time. I've never given my business 100% because like I said, I was very, very uncomfortable in so many ways. And this is really building up my confidence. And So once the scheduling gets figured out, it's going to be even so much better because I've had a streamer tune in to actually, I think 3 different streams. And every time they came back, like, oh my God, you're back on. I found you again. And because it'll give people a notification whenever you go live. If they're subscribed to you, if they're on Twitch, it'll tell them, hey, you're going live at this point. So if they want to click in. But yeah, I'm working out the scheduling. So,
okay.
So hopefully.
And then I've got another question, but before I get to that, I know you've brought up past life. That's one of your passions, is assisting people with past life regression. So this is going out on my podcast channel where other certified hypnotists aren't the only ones listening to this.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
if someone's interested in a past life regression, how can they reach out to you? What's that contact info again?
Thank you for asking. My email address would be hefnerhypnosis@gmail.com, and it's Hefner with 2 F's, like Friday. Or you can go to hefnerhypnosis.com, and on my website, I've got links to my live channel as well as my YouTube, where you can check out any of my past live streamed sessions. So,
okay,
definitely.
And then another question is, you're sharing with us and you're very open to other CHs coming along and doing this platform also. Don't you worry about any competition?
No, because every hypnotist has their specialty, and like Angie, for example, is working with, empowering women. Everybody's got their little niche, and, I'm still working on mine because yes, I do love doing past life regressions, but I also love doing smoking cessation sessions. Love those. So, I need to hammer down. This is also helping me figure out exactly what I want to work with, because so many streamers are asking me all these questions. Hey, can you do this? Can you do this? And it's like, well, I don't really want to work with that, but I will. And it's now honing in, what do I want to work with, and why don't I just work with that? And if somebody else is working with something completely different, even if they're working with the same thing, they're a different hypnotist. It depends on what rapport you have. And if somebody's streaming, they can stream and somebody checks them out and they're like, Rachel does this that I don't like, and they do this that I like, and whatever, it's who fits you, the hypnotist for you. So there's plenty of, but also, like I said, there are plenty of streaming platforms. Twitter or Twitch is not the only one. So maybe if somebody wants to jump in and be first somewhere, do it now, because there are plenty of them open that nobody's doing anything on. I don't think anybody is live streaming free hypnosis sessions. Any certified hypnotists, I don't believe. I've looked for them. But, jump in while you can, because it's a new thing. And let me tell you, it's working for me. I'm loving it. I'm excited about it. And I'm ready to get more clients. Woohoo.
Rachel, it's great to know that you like doing stop smoking, because I don't like that. Like, it's not even
really?
interest for me. So
Oh,
you on occasion get people inquiring about that, and I mean, it's just good to know that you love that. Like, I don't
oh my gosh.
love it at
I
all.
get a kick out of those sessions. They're so much fun. And then when somebody has had, decades in their past where they've been a smoker, and then one session, I mean, a lot of us can relate. You've done something like that. All of a sudden they're done with it. Wait a minute.
Right.
That's incredible. And now they're going to go tell their friends. I actually have some physician in Marshall, Missouri, who's referring clients to me. And I worked with somebody out of Marshall to help them stop smoking. So I wonder if, I didn't hear from them again, because so many times we don't after they stop smoking. And I wonder if she was kind of talking to him, and now he's talking to his clients, and I'm getting people from him. You never know who that's going to, but smoking is so easy to measure when they don't smoke anymore. It's like, it's incredible. I love it. And I love the enthusiasm, when I love getting down to the root of it. And, I love smoking cessations. So.
All right, Rachel, one more time, contact information.
My contact information, my website is hefnerhypnosis.com. That's 2 F's in Friday. hefnerhypnosis.com or hefnerhypnosis@gmail.com is where you can email me, and that pops up on my phone. Even if somebody contacts me through the website, it pops up on my phone, and I've got my phone on me all the time, unfortunately, but fortunately. So I'm ready for anything. Anytime you email me, I'm going to get it. Excellent.
Thank you for sharing this with us.
Thank you for giving me this platform to help other people. This is something amazing. Please do this. It's incredible.
That's what we're all here, is because we feel like we're called. This isn't just a job, it's a vocation, it's a calling.
Yes.
Mission, vision, purpose, and path. If you get a hold of the right hypnotist, and those are the ones that are here tonight on this training. Okay. So let's segue now into tips, tools, and techniques for our audience. So anybody that might be listening, as far as we're getting ready to move into a new season. And so they're excited about the potential of something fresh and something new in their life. What are some of the recommendations that you give your clients? It might be a post-hypnotic. It could be something in their plan of action. But what do you give them so they can keep that experience of things being exciting and passionate? Because we know as time goes on, we're like, oh, really? I got to do that again? And so we can lose some of that enthusiasm that motivates us in the very beginning. So what are some of the things that you give your clients that might be able to assist the listeners on this training today? And as you're thinking about it, I'll give you one. Okay. And this came from a client that I was working with today. Chronic medical conditions, one after the other. Discovered that there was a challenge with this, which then led to a challenge with some of the enzymes in their body being out of whack, which led to now we've got digestion issues. And it just seems like one thing is not getting resolved. It's just leading to another problem. And I know that everybody here with me would agree that the medical community and them prescribing medications has its place. But when the medications start causing more problems than what they're solving, we need to be looking at some add-ons for our client. Okay, so he's really excited about the potential of getting rid of some of these conditions. But I know that the way our body feels is going to be dependent upon our emotional states. And our emotional states are going to be dependent upon our focus. And if all we're focusing on is, I don't want to feel this way, then it doesn't tell the mind, the subconscious mind, where it's supposed to go. It's just saying, avoid this. and then it finds more things to avoid. So I know that we have to upgrade the focus, but it's more than that. We have to optimize the emotions, but it's more than that. We have to get them feeling good as quick as possible. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So using what's known as successive yes sets, or the pyramiding of suggestions. Because I can't go in and go, hey, now that you're in hypnosis, you're going to find that you only focus on the bright side of life. Because there's a part of his mind going, oh, really? Watch me. I will find every way not to do this. So I have to start with something that the client can achieve easily. Well, they're already in a state of relaxation. So a successive yes set, or a pyramid of suggestions, says start with the simple stuff first. And so starting with the simple is, notice how you're feeling right now. We're addressing the physical. Notice how you're feeling. Now, I didn't do that. You did it. I just said a few words. You're the one who made those words mean something important to you. And you're going to find that you can take this ability with you anytime you want. Anytime you want words to mean something important on feeling good, here is what you can do. And I gave him a post-hypnotic. So now we've moved from the physical to the emotional. He's feeling good right now. And now I've attached it to you can feel good in the future if you want to. And then after that, I was able to take them into a hypnotic prescription where everybody here is familiar with the library. You go and you open up the books in the library and his own personal soul record of some really feel-good emotions. And now we're pyramiding. We're adding on even more layers to that post-hypnotic suggestion that he can feel good whenever he wants to. And then we go over to the other side of the library, and there's the book that's entitled, Hey, You Have to Be Sick. And he gets to tear it up and throw it away. And then after that, I added on to it. He walked out of the library, down some stairs onto a very beautiful beach, his own personal beach. And it was interesting, if we throw into the water a glass bottle like trash, that the water, the ocean, can take that glass and it can reform it, and it can actually change its structure and turn it into a very beautiful piece of sea glass that can wash back up on the beach. And now it's something that could be an object of beauty in somebody's home, or maybe they're wearing it on a piece of jewelry. And so allowing water then to take whatever he was experiencing inside of his body and restructuring it to something that was going to be beautiful and healthy for him. So we started off with something very simple. Notice how you're feeling. Now you have the ability to turn this on even more. Look at all these beautiful memories that you need to bring back, because that's the focus. He kept focusing on, I don't want to be sick. Well, we got to replace it with something. And now let's let something in his everyday environment support him with this continually. Because how often are we exposed to water? Hopefully for our clients, even though Rachel brought up stinky toes, hopefully every single day they're taking a shower, right? And so that allows a transformation process to happen without them even thinking about it. What was interesting was after the session, after a few minutes of sitting at my desk as we were wrapping up, the tears started coming. I mean, some really full-fledged waterworks. I'm like, okay, tell me what's going on. And he's like, I'm being flooded with memories. Notice the word he used. And I'm like, tell me about the memories. And he's like, happy times. I'm like 9 years old playing on my bike with my best friend, and we're playing trucks in the dirt, and I'm having this great time. I didn't put that there, but it is giving his mind the focus of where he wants to go. It's not that he doesn't want to be sick anymore. He wants to be filled with energy and passion and joy in life, just like kids are. So pyramid of suggestions, start with something simple on the physical plane, then take it into the emotional to where they can use it anytime they want, and then add layers on top of that by bringing back wonderful times. And we have no idea what those wonderful times are. I didn't direct him back to being 9 years old. And Rachel, I'm sure that's a lot of what you do whenever you're doing past lives. It's just that you're taking it not into this current life, but those feel goods from previous lives. And I know Angie does something very similar when she's pulling back the layers on women when they feel like they have to do and be everything for everybody, and it holds them back from actually blooming into who they're supposed to be. So that's something that I look to use. Pyramid of suggestions. Start with something simple. Then give them the tool to be able to turn it on anytime they want, and then dump a whole bunch of feel goods on top of it. Okay, guys, now I'm opening it up to you. Any tips, tools, or techniques that you use so that the clients can stay motivated and moving forward? You know, what are some of the post-hypnotics that you work with to have them feel empowered?
I'll say one thing that helps that I use a lot, especially for auditory people, in control. Because a lot of times they come in to see you because they feel out of control. The very least you can do is give them, hey, say this in control. And every time you say this to yourself, your ability to blah, 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 blah gets stronger. You know, it's so in control is what I use. And not only as a post, I'll use it in the beginning. I'll use it throughout the middle. I use it at the end, and then I use it after. I'm like, remember, let's reiterate when you say to yourself, in control. And I will even, write it on their plan of action because it's something they have to take with them and remember. But in control, I would have to say, is one of my favorite ones, and it gives them. And I've had a lot of people say, you're right. That's just really empowering to say I'm in control, because I am in control. I'm like, yes, you are. So that's, I would have to say that would be my favorite. I need to take my enthusiasm down a little bit.
No, not at all. So you're actually using then the pyramiding of suggestions because you're using it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Noticing where they're at, then in the middle. Oh, what else can you do with this? And then at the end, you've just piled on a whole bunch of potential and promise onto that for them to be able to have transfer of authority and transfer of power. Yes. Good. Angie, what would you like to share?
A post-hypnotic that I really enjoy for the women that I work with is the protective shield. Because when they are learning how to communicate honestly and speak what they want, which is really, really scary for them, this is something that can help with that. So that no matter, I have them visualize this shield around them, and when they're creating this new habit of honest communication and learning to say no or speak, simple things like, I would like to go to Fuddruckers tonight. I don't know, just, to say what they want, something simple. The protective shield is wonderful. And the healing brook is another script that I really like a lot, to help them to see what gifts they have underlying their pain and so forth. And if I keep getting up and down, it's because my dog is wanting in and out. He knows when I'm on a call. But anyway, yeah, that's just something simple.
But protective shield to us is simple.
Mm-hmm.
But to the women that you're assisting, that's profound, that they can actually claim their power, but then not be affected by someone who wants to take their power down a notch.
Right. And I've even seen the protective shield in the induction area. Not in the induction, but in the induction. Have you ever used that for the induction?
No. So tell us a little bit about that.
I can't remember the exact name of the script. I think it's Empowering Healing Light, which is it's a great script, but it's at the beginning, that they put the induction of the protective shield.
Are you talking about bright light or bright light induction?
Are you thinking white light?
White light.
Maybe, but I changed it to bright.
Right. No, it's not the white light induction.
Okay.
No. It's Empowering Healing Light. That's actually a script. And in the beginning, they use the protective shield induction as an induction. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I like that.
And the different chakras. It's sort of like a energy type script. I really love it. I like the energy stuff. I love white light too, as well. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk about the different chakras, working with those colors, whether that's somebody's belief system or not,
mm-hmm.
can also be very empowering as far as having them move through an orange and what that means, and then the yellow with the power, and the green then with growth, and the blue with clarity, and then the purple with royalty.
Yeah.
And just
colors are all in there too. Yeah.
Yes. Having those colors move not just around them, but through them. Mm-hmm. And then let the client make the decision what those colors mean for them. That right. We're giving them a guideline as far as, the orange. Orange can be as far as, what are you hungry for?
Mm-hmm.
Hungry for that health. Because if you think about it, see, orange makes our spit glands go off.
Yeah, salivate, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I have a challenge with that word, which is the reason why they use that color in fast food. Well, let's use the color, but what are they hungry for that's really going to fill them up in a powerful, passionate way?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, not just, what are you hungry? Let's go through the drive-through.
Mm-hmm.
Although you could have them going through the drive-through for the universe and putting in their order for health and then driving up to the window and pick it up. How easy is that?
Yeah.
All right. So any other questions or comments before I make the announcement about next month's training?
One thing, Rachel, you mentioned some scripts that you have. I'd love to see some of them because I like to write them too. Okay. And it just, sometimes I wonder if do you have a book or something that you might recommend just to how to properly structure scripts? Because I've written them. Sometimes I don't have confidence, like, well, is this really good? And, I like them. I like customizing and things like that, but.
Honestly, well, I have to back up a little and say the ideas that I get from my scripts, I found a lot of colorful, beautiful backgrounds for my streaming to put in the green screen. I've even asked my dad, because he takes pictures along the Katy Trail all the time, and he's got just albums and albums of nature pictures. So I make sure I don't do anything that's like, too high up or anything, or like on the middle of the ocean, things that might worry people. But I basically figure out what picture, what I'm going to have in my background, what video of slideshow, whatever. And then I kind of sit down in my space. I do a hypnosis session. I imagine the picture. I'm like, okay, how can I, the other day it was a picture of a beach. So I was like, what if we do like a beach campfire and a storm has just left and you see stars and then a campfire comes out, and I kind of get my ideas from that, but also go into a state of hypnosis. I'm like, okay, how would I enjoy being in this scene? So that's as far as like figuring out topics to write about. As far as constructing it itself, I mean, I just go through what would I like? And I know that's not going to fit everybody, but I also try to throw in, I'm like, remember, not everybody is visual like me. Right. So I throw in visual, kinesthetic, and auditory. I'm like, oh, you hear the crackling of the fire. And I know it can be a little bit hokey, but with streaming, you can find sounds So a lot of times I have Troy, I'm like, hey, we need to find a sound and turn it up just enough so that they think it might be a figment of their imagination. So it's not so hokey. And maybe they think, hey, wait, I think I hear, is that just my head doing that? And then it maybe makes them feel like, oh, I'm really in control here, even more so. So I just, as far as constructing them, I just make sure I hit auditory, visual, kinesthetic, and I paint a picture for myself. What would I like? What would be relaxing to me? And I write that out. So, but I would be happy to share any scripts that I have written as well with anybody. Just let me know. Contact info, hefnerhypnosis.com or hefnerhypnosis@gmail.com. So feel free to ask.
Awesome.
Excellent. All right. So Angie, you'll reach out to Rachel.
Yep.
Next month's meeting is going to be in person. And I'm going to say right now, Angie, we're going to miss you.
I know. I'm going to be gone. So
Yes. So we're going to do something different. Instead of getting together for a meal and some chit chat, we're actually going to get together on Saturday, March 21st for an in-person advanced training. So it is going to be at our offices during the day. We've already got some people coming in from up north, Minnesota or something like that. Somebody trying to see if she can't get her schedule straightened out to come in from California. But it's going to be no charge, and it does not matter who trained you and who your sanctioning body is. As long as you're a certified hypnotist, this will be open to you, but we have very limited seats because we want to make sure that we're able to customize it to everybody there. So in the morning, we're going to be talking about advanced techniques. And in the afternoon, we're going to be talking about what's working right now for building your business, putting together those campaigns. So again, that is going to be Saturday, March 21st. And whoever is listening to this, if you are a certified hypnotist, reach out 636-699-7791 and see about seat availability, which means call as soon as you get this. All right, so one more time on contact information. Rachel, contact info.
You can visit my website, hefnerhypnosis.com, and that's HEFFNER and the word hypnosis, or you can email me at hefnerhypnosis@gmail.com, and I'm very quick to respond within 24 hours.
Angie, contact info.
yes, you could email me at Angie, ANGIE @harmonyharbor.com. So Harmony, HARMONY, Harbor. Sometimes there's different spellings, but it's HARBOR. And then my website is harmonyharbor.com.
All right. And then Dawn and Drew Ferguson, you can reach us at canhypnosishelpyou.com, is ch4you.com, which is if you're interested in becoming certified yourself, or drewdawnferguson.com. All right, as we conclude, I want everybody to keep this in mind. You cannot be healthy by studying sick people. All you can do is learn to treat disease by studying illness. If you really want to reveal the health that you hold within, that is by finding someone who can model it for you and then transfer that authority and that power for that health back to you. The very powerful women that were on this training with us today are the ones that can do that for you. Please reach out to them and allow them to show you just what your potential and power is for your success. So, thanks everyone for joining us. And I look forward to seeing you all, not in March, but in April at our next virtual meeting. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.